Okay, day 10. I'm in a different spot today because I kind of got kicked out of my normal spot with bedtime and everything, and bedtime's been a little bit more chaotic the last few days and weeks with my daughter, and I'm sure it'll get better, but that's where we're at right now. I'm gonna double check this is working and not too awful. So yeah, okay, that should be fine. Um, But um, today's Father's Day, and I think it's an interesting day. It's when you have kids and they're less than 30 or 25, I'd say it's a lot of like the mom is doing all of the work, and trying to make the dad feel good. And it's so sweet, and it's so nice. And I think it's just like the right thing to do in general. But it's definitely interesting, like I was thinking about this today that like I'm the most thankful for my dad when like now, like when I'm 30, like we've done 32 Father's Days, and I don't know. I was just thinking about that today that like my dad's getting more thank yous now than he has when he was like actually like struggling to put me to bed for 2 hours, and doing all that stuff and working so hard and to keep me, moving forward. And um, I don't know. So if I ever do feel unappreciated, and today I think is one of those like high stress, high emotion days for people, and that's why people get upset and stuff. Not that I mean I had a great day today, so it's like it's hard to. But I've definitely been through some crappy holidays with my family and things where the temperature gets turned up. But um, I'm gonna receive the most thank yous when my kids are in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. So like I'm gonna receive the most or the best Father's Days of my life when I'm no longer kind of in the middle of being a parent as much, and that's interesting, right? Like you're gonna feel unappreciated more often when your kids need you the most, and then when they don't need you very much, they're gonna appreciate you more because that's kind of like how life goes, I guess. I don't know if that's like super interesting, but overall, I had a really great day today. I've been really busy and probably not going to talk too much tonight because I just gotta, I think this is one of those days where I just enjoyed my day and I didn't think too much about work. I'm gonna do some work now tonight because I had such a good day that I got to get back to it. Um, I think with the my Sean project, I'm a little bit concerned, but I just gotta keep pushing along. I'm a little bit, I'm struggling with that, and I gotta post on my Facebook stuff right now, and honestly, that's not really going too well. So I'm starting to scheme some new ideas on how to do that better. I think it's a fine line between trying a new way every other day and sticking with something for a little while. I don't. I need to not um, try something new every day, but I don't know. I mean, the thing I'm doing isn't really working, I don't think. So yeah, I just gotta make sure I'm just doing it intelligently and not just like jumping from one thing to the next. So overall, I had a great day. My mom took Lorelai to the zoo today and gave me and Carol some just kind of quieter time with Luther and some Luther time alone he doesn't normally get. And we got to go for a walk and go get a beer. And, it was just nice, it was just nice not having to have multiple things to think about. And um, yeah, I was thinking about this. Like a lot of the things I'm talking about on this show is or this pod. I don't know what to call it anymore. I guess I should just call it this show. Um, is um, stuff I would normally talk to my therapist about, which I think is interesting. It's like I feel like in some ways I like therapy so much that and I think I've gotten it down to like therapy isn't, for me, for a long time it was like a way to like really reduce my anxiety, and it's still, I have like boiling points where I really need help. But for the last probably like year or two, I'd say 3/4 of my sessions are just kind of just me unloading my brain. And I think that in itself helps me have less anxiety because I just like get it out there. Whatever I'm thinking of, I'm worried about, whatever I'm weird connections with the universe I'm trying to make. I just don't bottle it up and think I need to, like I can't share with anybody. And I think that's been the best part about that, about therapy, is just sharing, and like having somebody like listen to you and just tell you you're not crazy. That's literally all. That's like 90% of what my therapy is. It's just like, is that normal? Sure. Is that okay? Yeah. Like, don't be so anxious and don't be so worried about everything. Um, and that's honestly kind of what I'm doing right with this. Is I'm kind of just like picking a time and unloading my brain. Like I keep saying, is like at some point I don't think it's entertaining or anything that, but um, I gotta stop saying that. I guess you don't want to hear that every single time, every single episode. But um, I think I think this is really helping me a lot. I saw this quote from Naval, the entrepreneur guy, today. Oops, that effectively said like, give out advice and then take your own advice. And I feel like that's kind of what I'm doing with this. It's like doing these and then watching them back every once in a while to like see if I can improve them and how to improve them. It's like I'm sharing what I would do in certain instances, and then it's like reminding me to go do it. It's kind of like coaching myself. I never really thought of it that way, but it is. I mean, it's helping me get better at me, and maybe that's kind of one of the secrets of like great people, is that when they're dishing out advice to everybody, it kind of like holds them accountable to doing that advice or more of that advice or most of that advice more than the average person who hears it does. And that's what helps them become great, is you kind of start off kind of being an imposter for a little bit. I mean, not like a true imposter, but like in a just feeling like you can be helpful to people and be good and um, help people with their problems. And then eventually people listen to you, and you know, you keep telling them more and you keep getting more from it. As I do feel like I get a lot out of this. I feel like I'm getting my brain out there and learning how I think, and how do I like showing you and myself even like how I process problems. Um, one step at a time, and um, so I don't know. I guess I'll follow that trail down. I'll follow that thread if it turns out that um, this is actually really really good for me. Not for me to like be famous, just for me to keep growing and achieving things. And it'd be so funny and so interesting if that's actually the secret of a lot of things, is like it's kind of like a fake it till you make it, I guess, mentality, but it's more like a do and then learn, you know? Do and then realize that you're learning by doing, give advice and then you'll learn to take that advice by giving it, because you'll be more accountable and you'll think more about the advice you're giving, and what it means and how to use it and how to help people with it. Um, so I'm gonna wrap this up because um, I'm gonna get some work done, be refreshed, be revamped for tomorrow, and I think have a lot more insight about this whole process. But I just wanted to say hello on Father's Day and say thank you to my family and my wife, my kids. They were all so great the last really day and a half. They started the festivities yesterday afternoon, and I saw my dad yesterday, which was nice. Saw my mom today, and it's just I don't know. I don't think of Father's Day as like my day, as like a day that I need to, for me to feel good about myself. I feel like if you're looking for that, you're kind of falling down a black hole of like keeping score and neediness, you know. I don't need a day for me. I don't need a day to be reminded I'm a dad or to like be deciding how good of a dad I am or something. Um, but I think if anything, I love being part of a community of dads. I love that like I feel connected to other dads because at the end of the day, what do we think about and dream about and worry about? It's pretty much the same stuff, you know. I think it kind of just all kind of revolves around the same things, and I think our lives are changed in the same ways in a lot of ways. A lot of same ways. So I think we have a lot more in common, and as you get older, you don't really have as much in common with people, I think. And so like being a dad, and so like having me and my friends all say Happy Father's Day to each other all day. It's like I think it's like a reminding of us that we're all in this together and we're all here to help each other more than it's like I'm special, it's my day. I don't need presents or anything. If anything, I feel I feel great about the community that I get reminded I have when days like this exist, you know? I I think wishing everyone on earth Happy Father's Day is kind of stupid, to be honest, but um, it just reminds me of when I get reminded so often, though, it just reminds me of how we're all doing this same thing, you know? We're all struggling with the good, the bad parts. We're all enjoying the good parts, and we're all like feeling both at the same time most days, or every other hour. And and like bedtime is so hard right now. It's such a terrible, hard thing for Lorelai. She's so scared, and I feel like I've tried 30 different ways to like calm her down. At bedtime, and I'm trying everything I can think of, and I gotta read some more books. I guess it's just hard. You know, it's hard to fight the fear of darkness. Darkness is scary. Inherently. I can see why she's scared. I don't really know how to solve that problem. I can't sleep next to her every night. I mean, she's in our bed now. It's not about that. It's more like I can't go to bed at 8 o'clock. It's just like I need to like have some me time, and some working time. So, I'm sure it'll get better. Like everything I've learned this about kids. It's like the moment you feel like you start saying these things to yourself, you start saying, "This is forever. This will never get better. I don't know how I'm gonna ever do this, or do this, keep doing this, or do this forever, or I just don't know. I can't do this." That's usually when it gets better. Like kids have these like things that they like go through, and they kind of like it's part of their growth process, and they can sense your frustration and um when they're stuck and you're stuck, everyone can sense it, and then something little changes, and then they kind of get over that hump or get over that barrier, and then you're in this like, and it's never the same thing. I've noticed this, like whenever bedtime is going well, eating is not going well. Whenever eating is going well, bedtime's not going well. And there's a couple of these, like whenever like they want to be super like aggressive in playing, they probably don't want to read a lot of books. When they want to read a lot of books, they don't like, it's like there's always like something giving and taking throughout the process of their growth. And so like as a parent, I can see how you like feel like it's like spinning plates, this isn't bad, this is bad, this is good, this like, and you can start to say like, this is so hard and I can't do this, and it feels overwhelming because you can't ever feel like all the plates are spinning great. Like there's never a day where every single piece of the child's growth, every like facet of their life is going really well. I mean, that's what we want, right? That's the hard part, is like you want that for your child, and you keep like trying to find that plate that's starting to wobble and put more attention on it, and you know but it's impossible. That's the point. It's like, let it go. Don't worry about it. I mean, worry about it, but like, don't make today's issues like 6 months from now's problem. Like, just let them be today's issue, and trust yourself that they're not going to be forever and go away eventually. And when they hit that overwhelming point that they will hit eventually, that everyone's still here. Everyone's still alive. We're like, there will be days in the future where this problem is not a real problem anymore. And just trust yourself that those days are gonna happen, and they're coming soon. It's usually when you hit that like point where you're like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. that's usually the turning point. You know, the kid doesn't know it, you don't know it yet, but like that's usually the turning point. Um, but it's so hard in the moment because it feels so overwhelming and you can't do it. So that's as far as I know as a parent right now. With a 2 year old, I'm sure like I got a whole bunch of new stuff coming my way. But anyways, I gotta get to work. So keeping my streaks alive. Day 10, we did this. We kept it going. Probably not my best work, but um, I'll my best work's coming soon. It's all happening live, and I'm sure I'm getting better at this slowly. But all right, I'll see you later.